What is up, my G's? Let's have a talk, huh? Alright. So, I've been gone for a while. While I have been streaming and whatnot, I have not been making any actual videos. There's a few reasons for that. I thought I'd go into some depth as to why not. First of all, you're kind of looking at it. I've got some other projects going on, you could say, such as this. A D&D podcast setup. This is the first of which that I will be doing. So, that's part of it. It's actually been in planning for about a month, maybe two now. And we have not filmed yet, or have we recorded. Another reason that I haven't been recording, I have now entered my senior year of high school. And that's a scary thing. There isn't a whole lot of recording to do. I'm stressing about graduating. I'm stressing about getting up and going to school every day. It doesn't leave a ton of time for YouTube. But here I am. The final reason as to why I have not been uploading is because there is truly not a lot for me to upload. I upload this partly to advertise the podcast, also partly to just explain, make a video. My looks changed a little. I'm not the super long hair guy anymore. This is actually normally back, and it's all slicked back up into a ponytail. It's not today because I'm at home and I'm off from everything. I had a day off. I don't get very many days off. I go to school 4 days a week, and then I work the other 2, and I get 1 day off. And this week I got 2, which is insane for me. It's very different. But I thought that I would sit down and tell you guys about Turning the Blade, Cupids Valley. So, what does it take to make a podcast? Well, to make a podcast, it takes quite a bit. It takes quite a bit of money, quite a bit of people, quite a bit of equipment. You guys just saw the table, but we actually have a light over there, a light right here. We have LEDs on the ceiling for ambiance. There's this behind me, and then there's also one that goes up over there that just fell. I'm not gonna put it up right now. We record tomorrow. So, Turning the Blade is going to be a D&D podcast, a mature D&D podcast, something for a few of my friends, one of them that you know very heavily. I've talked about him all the time on my channel, everything. He's helped me with some videos, everything like that. But we will be sitting down playing D&D for we're hoping for an hour every day. And then for half an hour afterwards, do a wrap up. So, starting a podcast is both difficult and easy at the same time. I was very lucky to have my friends who put in quite a bit of work for this. I just set up the place that we play on the table. That's really all I did. In this podcast, I will be known as Gunther for the first season. We'll be playing game, like say. But to start a podcast, you first have to begin with an idea. And ideas can be scarce for anything. You have to be very passionate to start something like this. We all love playing D&D. So, we're starting a podcast. But just saying, oh, I'm going to start a podcast does not start a podcast. Next after that comes your list of equipment. We needed cameras. We needed microphones. We needed something to record on, such as a laptop. We needed a place to play, a place to record, which can be combined, right? What do you do from there? What is there to do from there? Just being a few teenagers. One freshly out of high school, the rest of them in high school still. What do you do? Well, I'll tell you what we did. We began planning, and we planned a lot. We decided to play the game at my house. I got these chairs. There's 3 more over there. And then we had to decide, how are we going to record? Who's going to get the thing we record on? A good buddy of mine named Callan, who you will know as Hanklin Frinklefoot on the podcast. He bought a laptop to record on. Now that was actually very recent. It's one of the last things we did. Probably should have been one of the first things we did. And my friend Aiden, who you all know as Kraken619, he was writing a campaign for a long time. There's a lot of work that goes into those. And there's a lot of effort that goes into all of this. From then on, we had a plan. We had a list. Next up was getting a 4th person. We had Callan, Kraken619, and myself. While you can do a podcast with that, it's not going to be very entertaining with just 2 players. So we got a third player. I'm not sure if he's comfortable with me saying his name, so I won't be saying his name. But you will know him. I forget his name. You will know him very soon. Then came, what are we going to name this thing? Well, Kraken619 had already taken care of that. The name of this podcast, Season 1, is going to be called Turning the Blade, Cupids Valley. And it is a banger. We're going to begin recording tomorrow. Hopefully have the podcast out on Saturday. I'm not sure when this video will be up. Maybe up before, maybe up after. Eventually, we are going or eventually after it comes out, I'm going to put a link to it in the description. But if you're not a podcast person, if you want to watch, you can go to the Sugma TV YouTube channel after it is released and watch us play it in real time instead of just listening to us play it. This will be enjoyable for anybody who enjoys D&D. And if you're just looking to have a laugh, come join us, because it's funny. Now, I'm not saying that just because, we're getting the podcast released, I'm not saying that I'm going to begin releasing videos much more. It's not likely. It just isn't. But if you are entertained by me and do enjoy speaking or listening to me speak, go watch or listen to Turning the Blade, Cupid's Valley, because there will be a steady stream of content there and a steady stream of all of us playing. We will be recording every week, hopefully uploading at the end of every week. And we're hoping that no matter how many people watch this, that it is enjoyed. Now, one more thing. With this podcast, like say we are a bunch of high schoolers, I can tell you 3 out of the 4 of us work. I can tell you money is not easy to come by. So because of this, we will be releasing a Patreon, hopefully very soon, where you can gain access to uncut versions of it, and you can gain access to our 30-minute wrap-up, just like I said earlier, because that will not be included. Sadly, it's not. But if you do care about seeing us flourish, about seeing the quality of this go up, please donate to the Patreon, because we can get better cameras instead of recording on iPhones. We can get a better backdrop instead of just a bed sheet, and where you don't have to see that window at all times. We can get a bigger table, bigger chairs. While these chairs are nice, they're not fun to sit in for hours at a time. And I will just say in this, thank you to Callan, and thank you to Aiden, Kraken619, for everything that you've put towards this, because this is exciting. And I can only hope that this takes off. And even if it doesn't, I'm happy I'm doing it with you. I'm happy that we're able to say we're releasing this podcast to you guys so that you can all enjoy watching, listening, maybe even playing some D&D. And with that, I thank you, my G's, for watching. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.